Welcome back. Another episode of RC Crawler Talk. Back on the bench is update number 4/5. I didn't put out a video last week. There wasn't a whole lot done, and time-wise with the holidays, New Year's and Christmas. Gotta get caught up and keep up on that stuff. If you haven't followed along, this is my Jeep Gladiator JT by Axial. And I'm part of a three-way Overland theme build-off. And basically we're just going to set forth some real simple rules, keep the stock trans, stock axles, and stock frame rails, and make an Overland themed truck. Myself, with this guy, another gentleman with the Traxxas TRX4 Sport, and another gentleman with an Element Trail Walker. Those guys' builds are coming along. You can check them out on Facebook group, Pacific Northwest RC Crawlers. So this week's update, as you can see, we got some new tires. Tires and wheels came in. The Milestar Patagonias from RC 4-wheel drive. These things are pretty nice. Good and soft. Soft, pliable compound. And actually, these are stock foams that came with it. So we're going to see how they do. Maybe I may eventually go to like a 2-stage foam, but we'll see how they do. This thing's not going to be super, super hardcore crawling and side hilling. But again, it's just a little test and tune and drive it and see how she does. So last video, it was all blown apart. Last update I had a bunch of pictures of what I got done. So I'll just kind of recap what I have done since the last video. What you're looking at is all the Night Customs 3D printed fender flares, front, rear, rooftop tent, and I got a bunch more stuff we're still printing out, and I'll be adding on in a later update. I actually mounted some scale goodies, so that's on there now. The winch bumper, of course, got the D-rings on it. Nice rounded skid. I can get you in there. This week also created a rear bumper as well. Nice, some good side protection all the way down. Try to follow that body line up and around. Turn upside down. So that's coming along. Obviously, still got to get paint. Still got to work on some sliders. Performance mods, what I did. I did the pin spring mod last update in the shocks. So to kind of limit the down travel. This thing being top heavy, I want to make sure it's not going to flop over, get too much crazy flex. It's an Overland. I don't want to go too nuts on the articulation. But she's coming along nicely. I actually got to take it out and do a little test drive with the tires and the weight and everything attached. So you guys will see that in this video. But also what you're going to see, so the motor that's currently in here, let's go ahead and flip this bad boy around. Pop the top. And this thing is actually really tail heavy, so we're going to see how it's going to work. So kind of a quick overview again. I've got the Tekin BXR ESC sitting in there. My jumbled up wiring mess that will be cleaned up before I'm all said and done. Still got to put lights on it, rock lights, headlights, light bar on top, all that good stuff. It's got a Holmes Hobby Servo SHV 500 V2 sitting in there. It also has a Holmes Hobby Crawlmaster Sport 540. I believe it's a 12-turn sealed can. It's a pretty good motor, but recently, let's get you set back down here. All right, so recently, one of the gentlemen reached out to Holmes Hobbies, and he is hooking us each up with a brand new Crawlmaster Sport 550 12-turn. This is the bigger can, so it should be the same turn that's the 540 that's in there. Today's video, I'm going to drop this in, and I'll have a quick running comparison video between the 540 and the 550. try to take the same lines out on the home course, show you a speed test. I won't change the pinion or nothing. And we're going to see how that's going to go. Also, eventually after that run, we're going to break into the BXR and check out the settings and make sure I got everything set the way I like it. And yeah, we'll go from there. The other performance mod I did is I took the battery tray that was originally mounted back here, put it on the side. In this video, the 540 run and for the 550 run, I had a 4100 milliamp big old 3S brick pack. It's quite heavy for this truck, so I'll run that again, but in the future I think I'm going to go to like a high voltage Gens Ace 3600 3S. A little bit lighter, quite a bit lighter, so that should help out. Put that brake pack in there and you can see the suspension sag to one side a little bit. That's what happens when you run the big batteries. So that's going to happen. Other than that, I mean, she's pretty much box stock. Our rules are not allowing us to add anything to the axles, you know, no brass, nothing like that, no overdrive gears. But that stuff's going to happen after the build off. All right, so that was a quick recap. So I guess I'm going to get in there and swap this motor out, and then we'll see you guys out on the rocks. All right, check that out. Got the old motor out. So it was a 540 13-turn Crawlmaster Sport. That what I had in there. Look at the size difference on those. 550 can's a lot longer. Diameters looks like about the same. Oh, that's interesting. The 550 can's got a longer shaft. That'll make it nice. I was running a 12-tooth pinion, so that'll go back on there. And yep, so if you don't know about Holmes Hobby Seal Cam Motors, check out the website, holmeshobbies.com. I'm going to solder these wires on and get it reassembled. All right, it's in. I did have to solder a little extension on the end of the motor leads. I used the factory wiring just off the factory motor there. This can's a little longer than the 540, so it got it really tight pulling in here and through the routing or whatnot. But hey, she's in. So 550, 12-turn, 12-tooth pinion. And yeah, we're going to go check it out on the video. I am going to have to throw my stock sliders back on because I don't have the custom ones on yet. But the first run, I actually caught this flare on a rock and it pulled through the Lexan. So just got to be careful with that. Watch those flares. They'll catch and they'll rip that Lexan out. Anyways, yep, we're going to see you out on the rocks. All right, this is the 550 can. Rocks a little more slick today. They weren't wet yesterday. So the bigger can should give you more torque on the low end. Doesn't seem to be slowing down like yesterday's. Pretty slick today. Also have the sliders on too, so it's a little bit less ground clearance in the middle there. Alright, let's try to hit this again. I guess. Woo! Almost tipped her. Annabelle, get going. Good girl. He's always interested in the trucks. I would say torque is not an issue. Pretty close to the same speed, I'm thinking. Maybe a hair faster. Let's just see how close or how slow we can crawl up over this. It's pretty darn slow. Barely giving it any. That's pretty good control. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next week.